The women's hockey team takes a 10-game unbeaten streak into its final weekend before the holiday break. The Badgers host North Dakota on Friday at 3 p.m. and then on Sunday at 2 p.m. at LeBon Arena. Head coach Mark Johnson is here. We'll have some opening comments and take questions.
Thanks, Brian. It's certainly nice to be back home. Finish up the first semester with a couple of league games, being on a smaller ice sheet, obviously, at LeBon. A couple weeks ago, we played up in St. Cloud on an Olympic-sized sheet. This past weekend, we played New Hampshire, which is about as big as Lake Mendota. And so it'll be good to be back at LeBon, and certainly, as mentioned earlier, it's a busy week here in Madison and certainly Wisconsin athletics, but it's also a fun time. So we're looking forward to our game Friday afternoon at 3, and then get a day off Saturday and come back Sunday afternoon to wrap up the first half of the season.
Andy?
Mark, you have shut out 5 straight opponents. Obviously, that starts with your goaltending, but what other elements play into that equation? Obviously, you have to be playing really good in 5-person units.
It's a group effort. You have to collectively play strong, and when you do have breakdowns, as you mentioned, your goaltender has to be in a position and competitive. So certainly the last 3 or 4 games, I think Ann has been able to really focus in, and we've had breakdowns or when we've had to kill off penalties and she's had to make some saves. Her concentration level has been high, and that's the challenge. I think sometimes when you're in that 15 to 20 shot range, it's more challenging for a goaltender to stay focused, especially if you go lengthy minutes without seeing a shot. And I think the last 3 or 4 games she's been able to really focus in, and part of the success of that is also puck possession, having the puck, spending a lot of time in the offensive zone, and managing the puck. That's one of the big things we talk about in our business on the hockey side of it is to manage the puck and take care of the puck and eliminate turnovers in certain parts of the rink. And overall the last 4 or 5 games we've been pretty good at that, and we'll certainly get tested Friday afternoon a little bit more heavily than we had maybe the last couple weekends, but it's been good.
How much of it is a product of having everybody here?
That's helpful.
Yeah, that's a good thing, isn't it?
It's helpful. We got to spend Thanksgiving together as a team, and so there's been some challenges and some hurdles, but in women's hockey, when you have some good players and some elite players, and they get opportunities outside our university, those are the things that we have to deal with. But they're generally all good. When they end up having to miss games, other kids get an opportunity to step in and get some minutes that they might not have gotten if those players were around. So it's all good, but it's certainly nice to have everybody back and have a full lineup.
Andy?
Mark, you're a busy person, but to what degree do you, people in your position, coaches here, get caught up in the experiences of other coaches preparing for NCAA tournaments, preparing for bowl games, preparing for Big Ten championship games? Do you get wrapped up in that quite a bit as a peer?
I think we do. I mean, and whether it's Gary or the volleyball team, watching the men play down in the Bahamas and the women play down there. That's the business we're in, and we follow our fellow coaches, and it's fun to watch them win. It's fun to watch them be successful. You can learn things by how they conduct themselves. And following them, and if you follow them closely, you can pick up a lot of things. I mean, I'm really interested to watch Wednesday's basketball game with Bo, and you got 2 elite coaches going against each other, and I'm sure the Kohl Center is going to be buzzing. Our fans will be excited. And if you're a fan, whether you're a coach that coaches here or yourself as a writer or the other people, it's a fun week to be around Madison. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of real good things, and there's a lot of campuses and a lot of universities. A lot of people don't have an opportunity that our fans do, and other coaches, and our student athletes get an opportunity to watch this too. So it's a fun week. A lot of great things going on, and creates a lot of energy for everybody.
AJ?
Annie Pankowski scored 8 goals during this 10-game unbeaten streak. What do you think's kind of clicked for her?
Well, I think with a lot of freshman players, getting comfortable with a lot of things. It first starts with the classroom and schooling, I think with Annie getting a chance to play in the Four Nations up in Canada in that tournament was a confidence builder for her, and then just a matter of getting her feet and getting more comfortable around the league. I think a lot of young players, when they come in and play in the WCHA, they realize how difficult it is and how challenging it can be, whether you come in as a highly recruited player or maybe just a walk-on. It's a competitive league. We have a lot of good players. All the teams are well coached, and so I think as Annie has progressed, I think she's got more comfortable, being a college student.
Andy?
Mark, where has Anne Renee gotten better than she was a year ago?
I would say a couple of things that I mentioned earlier is her ability to focus in on those games where you go a lot of minutes without getting a shot, and that can be really challenging. Some nights, if a goaltender gets 35 or 40, it's much easier probably to stay focused than in a night where you get 15, 18 shots. And so I think after we got back from Midgie, we challenged her a little bit in regards to, talking about those things where you go 6, 8, 9, 10 minutes without a shot, are you going to be ready for that next one? And so we challenged her. We did a couple things at practice, and I think the end result is, after the St. Cloud series and this past weekend in UNH, she's done a better job of that.
Anything else for Coach? All right. Thanks, Mark.